Hello guys, it's James here from Inside United and welcome here to today's video. Today's video is a bit of a debate about Louis Van Gaal and where is he now in terms of his job. Is it secure? Is he safe as a manager of Manchester United, or will he be sacked in only a matter of time? Now I'm making this video because many people have been saying Louis Van Gaal out, many people have been saying Louis Van Gaal in, and it has been very much in the media these days that it will be soon that Louis Van Gaal is sacked. Now, on the 22nd of December, basically, on this Tuesday before the Stoke game, basically Twitter sacked Louis Van Gaal. Everywhere you went on Twitter, Van Gaal sacked, Van Gaal sacked. And that made me think, is he going to be sacked? Well, then the next day, because he wasn't sacked on that day, everyone was saying if he didn't beat Stoke or Chelsea, he would be sacked. Now, we didn't win either, and now we've still had the Swansea game, and he's still not been sacked a couple of days after that Swansea game. So will he be sacked? Where are we now? Should he go or should he stay now? With Mourinho sacked, Benitez getting sacked, Ancelotti getting sacked in the summer, Rodgers getting sacked earlier this season. There are a growing list of teams who are sacking their manager repeatedly after a poor run of form. I mean, Real Madrid haven't given Benitez that long, but if we were to sack Van Gaal, but we're just like every other club. Our club has the philosophy to stick by our managers and bring in people for a long term. I mean, we've had bad times in the Fergie times. Saying we wouldn't win the league, we would never get the successes, which in the end we did. Now, many people said that Fergie must go. Now, imagine where we'd be today if Fergie had left Manchester United. I mean, look at the success we had under Sir Alex Ferguson, and that was because we backed him at the club, and we went on to do great things and get many successes with Sir Alex Ferguson. Now there are some positives about Louis Van Gaal. He has brought in some quality players. I think Martial will be brilliant. I think Memphis. I mean, loads of other clubs wanted him, so for him to have got him to join Manchester United was good. He's also got players like Smalling in. He's also got players like Smalling playing fantastically. At the moment he's a colossus of a player, and he's playing fantastically, and he's definitely one of the standout players at the moment. But he's also got players like De Gea to sign a new contract, but he's also bringing in the youth. Boffett, Jackson, Varela, Pereira, McNair, Lingard. They're regular starters in the team at the moment, and that is because he's given the youth a chance, and that is something which Fergie did. It's something which Manchester United always seem to do. It's in a sort of expectation for Manchester United. He also got top 4 in his first season, which is, I'd like to expand on that, get a bit better. But when he first came in after missing out of the Champions League under David Moyes, we wanted to get top 4 in the first season, and he delivered that. We also won big games. We beat City 4-2 at home. We beat Liverpool 2-1 away, 3-0 at home, and 3-1 at home again this season. We beat Arsenal 2-1 at the Emirates. We beat Tottenham 3-0 at home in March and 1-0 at home on the first day of the Premier League season. So we have won big games, and that is something which Moyes failed to do as well. We're battered 3-0 at home to City and Liverpool. So that is another positive of Louis Van Gaal. But there are also negatives. We've had poor performances. We said that. Because we've not been creating enough chances or goals. He's been boring, and I think with his big ego, he sticks to his philosophy. He believes in what he's doing. We've had meetings apparently that the players have been asking him to change it up a bit. He's played players in a lot of wrong positions. I think name and position, Martial has played in that position, except from striker and goal under Louis Van Gaal. He sold a lot of good players, he sold a lot of players, and he's made the depth in the squad very narrow. He's got rid of Falcao, Van Persie, Di Maria all in the summer, as well as loaned out the likes of Zaza and Blackett. Did they have to go? Also loaning out Wilson, where we know that our striker shortage was short. That's a problem. We are not in top 6 at the moment. We're not in top 4 at the moment. And are we much better off with 250 million spent? We had a higher points ratio. We had more points under David Moyes after 18 games than we did under Louis Van Gaal. That was a couple of stats ago now. And we also had a better win rate and also scored more goals under David Moyes. Now we spent 250 million more on Louis Van Gaal, and we still haven't really got any better. The only reason why we're higher in the league is because loads of other teams like City and Arsenal are dropping points as well. However, with the likes of Mourinho available, Benitez available, Ancelotti available, Guardiola available, big managers with well-known successes to their CV, could we bring in someone better? I do think we could get someone in better, but as I said, Manchester United's expectation is that we do stick with managers for a long time, and that is something we do, which you don't see often in the modern game. Mourinho, he brings successes in quickly. That is a positive about bringing in Mourinho. However, he's very short term. He leaves the club in shambles as well. Look at Inter Milan and Chelsea at the moment. They're not the same team they were, and that is because Jose Mourinho left the club in tatters. Ancelotti, he's had a good CV. He's come over to England before. He's managed Chelsea, won the league here as well, I believe. And, but the only negative about him is it looks like he's destined to go to the Bayern job. Guardiola, probably the best manager around at the moment. He's got the pedigree to bring in good play. He's a very attack-minded coach, but again, another thing is it's a very game. He's short term. He'll come in, bring successes to Manchester United this season and next season, and maybe this season after. But then he'll be off to Bayern Munich again, and that is also another problem as well, because lots of clubs want him. Loads of clubs want him, like Chelsea and Man City as well, which is another problem. So should we stick with Louis Van Gaal? Should we sack Louis Van Gaal? Also, I do think we should keep the faith of Louis Van Gaal, but at the same time, I do think we can bring in someone better than Louis Van Gaal. I think the thing we've got to do is keep the faith. We've got to support Louis Van Gaal. He's here. Just give him to the end of the season. I reckon he'll get us top four. He'll get us top four, Louis Van Gaal. But then decide based on performances where we are at the end of the season. If we don't think we should be where we should, if we're not where we should be, then sack Louis Van Gaal and then bring in someone. Maybe even give it to Giggsy. Who knows? But at the moment, I think we've got to keep the faith. And while Van Gaal is our manager, we support him as our manager, and that is what I hope Manchester United fans are going to do. But I do think someone else who comes in could do better. Now, there's loads of advantages and disadvantages to every manager in the world. But I do think there is someone out there who is going to do a better job than Louis Van Gaal. But as I said, keep the faith, keep Van Gaal as a manager for the rest of the season, and hopefully, by the time we come to the end of the season, he would have got us top four. Maybe we may have won the FA Cup, and then we can judge Van Gaal, sack him, keep him at the end of the season. But I don't think sacking the manager halfway through the season, then going to find a new manager. You don't want to make a rash decision. That's the only thing I want to say. So at the moment, I'd like to see Van Gaal stay as manager and keep the faith. Thanks for watching this video. See you later. Bye.